Episode 76. Unfortunately, Jim was busy today. So, unfortunately, we have Tasia.
Fortunately or unfortunately?
Mostly unfortunately. Pretty much all
Let's take a
unfortunately.
poll.
My vote's the only one that matters.
Actually,
So that's it.
All right.
So are we done?
Yep, we're
Sorry,
done.
I'm not paying attention. Okay.
And I'm done with this podcast. You guys have fun. I'll see you later.
Oh.
okay, so you got your buffalo.
We do not have buffalo.
Wait, is it bison?
We have bison.
Have you named them yet?
We have not. Just BB.
Just be.
Are you gonna stick with that one?
You
I
totally
haven't
should. It's so
decided.
good.
I
Yeah.
wish the world knew the story.
Boss B.
That
She's
is
the boss
one
bee.
heck of a.
We saw her in action too.
Yeah, she just kind of
She's like.
noses everybody
Chop.
out. And yeah.
So
Yeah.
what's the deal with the little one? Why is it shunned? It's from somewhere else or something.
It's
She.
She.
Why is she shunned?
Yes.
She
Use the
shunned.
proper pronouns. Gender pronouns. Let's not get into that on this episode.
No, let's dive deep.
She is a female. It is a female.
And why is she shunned?
I don't think she's shunned. I think she's just a lot smaller than everybody else. But she is also from a different ranch. She has different lineage.
Oh,
than the
really?
other
She
ones.
got
Yes.
shunned. The other
she's
three were
not
eating, and she
shunned.
walks over to eat, and
I think she's
BB
just
looks
timid and
at her.
she's young. She's
and-
timid. She's young.
She
Was
just
she from,
decided not to eat.
Like, did you
So-
get her from the same
no, we
spot,
got
but
her-
she was just originally from
We got
another
her
spot,
all
or?
from the same ranch here, or same farm, I guess, whatever,
okay.
in Cookville. Lazy G. And, but her
Wait, they're from
genetics. Yes, these ones are, well, they're not. They were born in Cookville,
I
but
thought you
they're
were going to
heritage.
Ohio.
We didn't go to Ohio
Oh.
on Saturday. We ended up staying here. So we got
Okay.
our first 4 from here, so we'd have a good relationship with one of the... So we had a good resource
That's
here in
cool.
Cookville. Paid a little extra, but hey. So the smallest one is... she's from the Goodnight Ranch. Her lineage is from the Goodnight Ranch in Texas. And so Charles Goodnight... We're going to go deep into this. Charles Goodnight...
Let's go.
Excited.
Tell
basically
us.
was a farmer, a rancher in Texas that decided to start conserving or saving bison because basically, to not make this a white guilt episode, but we were, as far as Europeans, when we moved over here, just basically annihilated the bison population. Overhunted them. One, because we used a lot of their stuff like hide and meat and stuff, but we also, to combat the Native Americans, we killed a lot of the bison and basically killed them down to like the hundreds when there were hundreds of
remember when they were,
thousands.
like-
yeah,
When was that? Like,
in the 1800s.
Wow.
And so Charles Goodnight and some other guys, some other
I like
cattle
these history
ranchers,
lessons.
I know, this
And-
is cool.
some others decided to start saving them. Charles Goodnight too started like interbreeding cattle and bison to try to make hybrids, but it didn't work out quite well. I mean, I guess you could say some work, but so long story short, the smallest one we have, I think she's also the youngest one we have, is from the Goodnight lineage, Goodnight Ranch lineage.
does the
And then-
family still do that? The
I
farming,
don't
or
think
is
so.
it like-
When we went down, we go to Amarillo every year for that event. We actually went to the Goodnight Ranch and went by it. It was really
cool.
cool because we knew we were getting into this, so it was kind of cool. And I just read that in the book that I was reading about bison, about Goodnight doing that. So it was kind of cool.
That is cool.
And so then the other 3 are from Custer, and so out
Custer's
west.
Last Stand?
Well, out in that area, there's a Custer ranch.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah. So I don't know if that's the deal, if they're just don't like her because she's not, she doesn't go here.
That's fair.
You can't sit with us,
Yeah.
you know?
Is that in Texas too?
No, it's out. I don't
Somewhere.
know. Yeah.
Else.
Man.
What do you learn in your bison book? I have some bison questions for you.
What do you learn in your bison book?
What is it?
What bison book are you reading?
Yeah.
The National Bison Association.
I mean, is it how to keep them on a farm
It
and
was
raise
a bunch
them?
of history. It was a ranch
Right.
stuff.
Is
It
it? That's
was actually pretty cool.
I
That's where that
actually
history
really like-
lesson came from, right there.
that's
I
what
know.
I was wondering.
Actually, I like hearing history from you because you make it like more exciting than
Thanks, I
it's
appreciate
hard
that.
for.
She doesn't mean it.
I understand. There's
It's
not
hard for me to like get into that, so it's
Yeah,
nice
yeah.
to just have it like relayed, like
right. You don't
all
have to have the whole.
important
You don't
stuff.
have the whole
You have a
Right, 'cause it's
story.
history
like,
voice,
3 years
too.
in, then they did this, and then another year and 6 months.
It's pretty cool. Yeah, they're cool animals when you get down to it. Like everybody does cattle. There's cattle everywhere. Bison are pretty cool just because one, there are just not as many of them. People don't farm them as much around here, and then also they're just a really cool animal. They're a hard-nosed.
They're actually really cool to see in real life.
Yeah.
They're fun to actually sit and watch, which is crazy.
It's cool to just be working out and look out and see them.
Yeah.
See some roaming around the field, although they hide on that far corner.
Yeah,
I
that's a
think
bummer.
it's because where there's no people. Maybe they'll get used to us eventually.
I don't know. Kristen's gonna
Hey, Cal.
be,
Hey, Cal.
Hey, Cal.
Is that why you chose them? Like, why did you choose them over cattle?
They're different.
Because they're different.
Yeah.
Have
They're
you?
cooler.
I mean, you've had bison, haven't you?
In my life?
To eat.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, they're delicious.
Because I mean, honestly,
they're more healthy,
yeah.
allegedly.
My
Yeah,
brother
leaner, right?
dated a girl in high school whose parents were from North Dakota. So it was awesome. He dated her for a couple years, and we would get sent pounds of bison burgers and bison meat. And I mean,
It's good.
Sorry, Kate.
Eventually, yeah.
but if you ate meat,
you should apologize for that.
Yeah.
Eventually, there'll be some
your
bison
life.
sticks and some
Get
bison
outta here.
sticks, some bison, stuff like that. We'll
But
do
it's
some,
leaner and it's higher
leaner.
in protein,
Yep.
and it's tastier if you actually do like a. Have you had bison?
Yeah, I mean, I've had the trifecta bison before.
Yeah,
That's good, but
Yeah.
fresh is
Is
really good.
better.
I mean,
That's
yeah.
awesome that you're raising it yourself.
But are you going to eat
They're
them?
rearing it.
These 4 probably won't be eaten for a long time. The game plan is right now we have a couple. We'll get a couple more in the spring. We wanted to just have some out there right now. So mostly they'll be hay fed this winter because the grass is about to start going dormant. But we wanted something out there, so they'll get hay fed. And then in the spring, we'll probably get 4 or 5 more females and then a bull, and we'll start kind of calving them and
Okay.
raising them. But they're
So aren't they pregnant? So
yeah, so these are supposed to be pregnant.
Okay.
If they're not, then we worked out a deal with the people we bought them from. But they're supposed to, so basically we'll have 8, but we'll buy 4 more.
Okay.
That will probably be bred cows as well. So we'll have
Okay.
up to 16.
Oh my
Holy
god!
cow.
So
that's
are
cool.
they supposed to be
Holy
giving
cow.
birth?
And so the calves, we'll either keep or sell. That's kind of the way that works.
Oh, cool.
But
So-
these are your
Okay.
first 4. You probably can't eat them because you're probably emotionally attached.
I'm not emotionally attached to much.
But once you name them, you're not gonna just your first 4.
No,
I mean,
I'd probably be fine with it tomorrow if I wanted to eat them.
but they're kind of cute.
When do you normally slaughter them? Like what age do you know?
I don't really. That's something we're not, huge into yet.
Yeah.
And a lot of the times, what you'll do is you'll calve and sell, or either you'll raise some of the the females, and then the bulls you'll either sell or harvest.
Oh, harvest.
Harvest.
Sorry.
Harvest.
So if all 4 of them are pregnant and they're all going to give birth, like, do you need someone to assist
No.
with that, or
And
they
so
just
that's what's kind of cool about bison as well is you
Okay.
don't like cows.
right? You just, like,
Sometimes need
I
assistance,
feel
not
like
all
that's
the
like
time.
in movies they need help.
But bison, they're a wild animal. Like
yeah,
for the most
Yeah.
part, yeah.
Ooh, I
I'm
wonder
sure
how much they
I'm
weigh.
sure there are some instances like where they might need help, but they're pretty hands-off animals.
do they give you like a timeline? So you're like, they might give
well,
birth
spring?
like
So
okay.
like they're it's like they're
You might
wild.
find another one out there.
They're technically a wild animal, so
Yeah.
they breed in the fall
Okay.
and are calved in the spring. And so the idea is, so we'll buy a bull that isn't part of this ranch here or the ranch we buy them from in Ohio in the spring. So the genetics don't get weird, and then they
Okay.
say every 3 years or so you rotate out your bulls because they're not supposed to be bred until they're at least 2 or 3.
Okay.
So every 3 years you switch out your bull, and you don't get any weird,
Well, that's like I didn't understand how that worked. If your 4 are pregnant and the percent likelihood that they're gonna have a male, like that's could happen, but it's the
Well,
same.
we would always you always sell off the males.
Oh,
That's
okay.
the way it works.
Gotcha. I didn't
Because you
understand
don't
that part.
want any weird stuff going on. You don't want any cross-eyed, four-eyed, six-tailed.
Failed.
Moving on.
Anyway, are you ready for your bison quiz?
Sure.
Woo! Okay, I took it, so I can't answer. How many bison roamed the continent before Europeans arrived? You get choices.
Oh.
A, 5 to 7 million. B, 20 to 60 million. C, 90 to 100 million. D, over 100 million. I guess this one right.
I don't know. Is it the second one?
Yeah, that's what I guessed too.
There's a
As-
lot. I know that.
Yeah, as many as 60 million of these huge animals may have once grazed the plains of North America. Just
Do you know the Indians used to run them off the Native Americans? Sorry, Native Americans ran them off cliffs.
No.
And then
They would dress one of them up, one of the Native Americans, in like full, like bison get up, and
Like their prey or
because there's like
something?
one. They would kind of
wait.
run them, and then they'd have the one running, and they would follow that one, and they would get off a cliff, and they'd kind of like funnel them off of this cliff.
so they pretend like they're a bison.
One of the bison
and
leading
then-
the charge.
Oh my
Would they sacrifice
gosh.
themselves?
No, they would peel off at the last second, and they would all run off the cliff, and then they would just stay down there and just
And they
harvest them and
hid
kill
it?
them.
Smart.
Gotta
Wow.
eat them, you know.
I mean, yeah, it's
Then,
smart.
but the Native Americans actually used and ate everything
yeah,
from them.
yeah,
so
Wow. Yeah, tongue and everything.
Man.
Yeah, it said, despite the bison's seemingly limitless numbers, habitat loss and unregulated shooting caused the population to drop to a mere 1,091 by 1889.
Wow,
They used to
that's
have-
like nothing.
Yeah.
they used to have people
1,000.
just ride in trains and shoot them and leave them.
Jeez.
Why?
What did I say earlier?
Okay, sorry.
True or false?
White guilt.
Bison have excellent eyesight. I don't know.
I think they have good smell.
They don't look like. I mean, we were pretty
False.
close. Yep. Bison
why I
have
said I
many
think they have
great
excellent
qualities,
smell.
but eyesight isn't one of them. They're fairly nearsighted animals. To make up for it, their sense of smell and hearing are both quite good. So we
All
could
right.
tell them stories from the
Hey,
barn.
Cal.
So if they do start charging you, run in a zigzag, or that won't help.
It's not,
Like
it's not an alligator.
Would you see
Although
Tasia
they're-
going across?
Although their eyes,
Run to the side
I
of
feel
them.
like you want to run forward because their
stand-
eyes are like this.
Stand in the very front of them and they can't see you. Maybe.
Or just don't go out in the field.
I would love to see.
Like Gipper's Gilligan are risking their lives out
Seriously.
They
When me and Trice,
are.
when you guys left, me and Trice went out there to check on him around the fence. I didn't take my 2-year-old son out in the field. We drove around the fence, and I was just they're gonna be grass fed, but right now we're trying to get them used to being around us and stuff like that. So we feed them bread, grain, gluten,
Gluten.
so they're not gluten free. Tasia. And so one of the dogs was like barking at him, and I was going to leave on the razor, and we took off, and Gilligan kind of like perked up at one of them, and it like. So what happens is when they get angry, their tail goes to a
Did it
question
do the
mark.
question mark?
Yep.
Does
And
it really do
and
that?
yeah, and it started like hopping at him. Like I was like, nice. Get out of there, you moron.
Can't believe you didn't video that.
Well, I mean, I didn't have my phone, and I had my son,
Oh, that's true.
so I
I
was
just keep
Survival.
picturing Gipper just becoming one of the herd. Like
Yeah.
somehow, like
eating grass.
Just I know he's like right now they don't like him, but I think he's gonna be like the one that like gets
I
left
feel like-
behind, like the straggler.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
he's gonna like want to be one of them.
I agree. I could, because he sits, Gipper does sit Indian style in the field. Like, I could just see him, like,
That
they
is his
walk a little,
field.
he walks and he sits, you know.
He's like,
I think
"This
you're
is
onto
m-
something.
this is
They'll
my
probably
life
get
now.
annoyed though, because he'll just try to get them to throw his rock.
yeah.
True. Yeah, and they won't be
They're
like,
like, no.
as nice as humans are.
Buck him or something, kick him.
Trice loves watching the cows poop.
You said, that, what did he say yesterday? He was like, cow poo poo or
Cow
something.
poo poo.
Yeah.
Cow poo poo. Cow peed.
Oh.
Cow peed. Yep. Bye, cow.
True or false? The bison is North America's largest land mammal.
True.
True. These large and heavily muscled grazers can grow to be as tall as 6.5 feet at the
True.
shoulder, up to 12.5 feet in length. That's huge.
6.5 feet at the shoulder.
Yeah.
Bulls are huge. Bulls are
Oh,
massive.
okay, okay, yeah,
I
yeah.
can't wait to see how
Mature
big
males
they
can
are.
weigh as much as 2,000 pounds.
Yeah,
I believe
or
that.
more.
The bison ties the moose in height,
Ooh.
but beats it in weight, winning the title of the largest land mammal on the continent. You would have like a champion animal.
Moose
that
are
makes
huge
sense.
as well. They're massive.
Yeah, you should have got a moose.
Can we get one of those?
I feel like that a moose could walk over that fence.
Oh,
It could
moose would,
easily.
Like
Yeah.
just step over it,
Yeah.
which the bison allegedly can get over that fence we have too. But
Oh dear.
if they don't want to, they're good.
I saw a rigor mortis moose the first time I went out west for running camp. That sounds lame, but anyway, and it was on the side of the road.
It's
Just
time at band camp.
yeah, it's kind of sitting on the side. Its legs just stiff as a board. Just
sad.
It was
Just
so
ruin
sad.
the mood.
That's really
Just ruin
sad
the mood.
because I love.
No, but
What's the
it was-
plural of moose?
Meese.
Mooses? No, it's
Meese?
not.
No.
Is it?
No, it's
Meese?
not.
No, it's meese. Look it up.
I'm
No,
like,
it's not meese.
I love a good mooses.
do you have them here? No.
moose. No,
They have them in New Hampshire.
New Hampshire.
Meese? Meeses?
Moose. Yeah, I don't know what's the
I think it's
plural.
just moose.
Moose.
I think it is.
Moose.
Let's
Moose.
look it
It's
up.
like deer.
Yeah, like moose.
Fact check that.
Unless you have multiple
Mooses.
different species of deer,
Let's go.
then it's deers.
It is?
The
I don't
usual plural of moose is moose.
Perfect. What's the unusual one?
Other plurals are rare and non-standard. Mooses,
Ooh.
meese.
Meese?
No, it's not meese. It's meese?
Yeah, meese.
Rich.
All right, so
You also need to fact check his
they
deer
basically
comment.
said it's
It
like
says a lot
right
of big
but
words
wrong.
that I don't.
It's like fish and fishes, right?
Meese.
Multiple species of fish is fishes.
Yep.
Okay.
Is it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Ooh, I love
Okay.
learning grammar.
I hate it.
Yeah, no.
I'm terrible at it.
You just said like 3 awesome grammar facts. How are
Yeah.
you terrible at
I
grammar?
completely made those up.
Okay, that's fair. Ooh, we learned this on the porch, sort of. How high can bison jump?
6 feet.
Yep.
Wow. The choices are they can't jump.
Good because our
2,
fence
6,
is
and
like
11.
5.
I know. If they want to just boop,
Well,
that'll be the day.
Every morning I wake up, I'm like, please God, be out there, please.
They're just all gone.
Because they're not like cows. Basically, we have to trank them and then drag them
are
back
you
into
serious?
the fence. I mean,
do you have one at the house now, a trank gun?
no, I want one though.
But you should if it escapes,
Well, the
because that's how you
trank
get it
gun's
back.
not the hard part.
Yeah.
It's getting the tranquilizer. They don't just hand those over the counter.
So, but if it
How do you
did get, yeah.
But you worked in a vet. How do you get tranquilizer?
yeah,
I
I'm
mean,
just
anything
kidding.
that
I
sedates an
think
animal is,
we
like,
would try to
usually
hurt. We would try
controlled.
to hurt them back in.
So, but where do you think they would go? Say,
I don't know.
yeah, like, do you think they just walk down the street? Just
Do you think they'd go hang with the cows?
I don't think so. I don't think they like
Put it
cows.
down the
Think
mountain?
they'd go ? Tail and just start getting after people?
gosh,
I'm just gonna just
Well.
keep feeding them bread.
Yeah.
so they don't want to go anywhere.
Yeah.
I don't know. Papa tamed him already, didn't he?
Well, yeah, we warmed them up for that, but yeah.
Tongue handshake.
That was cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh, this is.
I was like, that'd be like me. I'd be like, yeah, it's gonna be great, and then they just bite my hand off.
I don't think they have upper teeth.
Oh, they don't.
No?
I
Great.
don't think
Oh.
so.
Interesting.
Okay.
Because did someone say something about their tongue wrapping around the grass?
Yeah.
Oh, to pull it up.
But
Yeah.
it doesn't like pull it. It
But
doesn't pull
bison
the root
don't
out?
overgraze grass either.
That's the next question.
Where
What happens
cows-
to the areas grazed and trampled by bison?
Well, they don't overgraze and they push the seeds. Their hooves are like God designed them the right way, where they aerate the ground and push seeds farther in, and their feces does the same.
What were
They're
you going to
so
say about
magical.
cows before? I didn't mean to interrupt that thought. You had a
Cows
fact.
will like overgraze and scalp
Oh,
basically everything.
The grazing activity of bisons is highly beneficial to prairie ecology, including keeping the grass short so prairie dogs can. Oh, can you get some prairie
No,
dogs?
absolutely not. Prairie dogs are varmints.
What are those things that are on Nat Geo that they're really
Meerkats?
cute and they just
Meerkats,
yes?
yeah.
Can you get
Timon?
some meerkats?
Timon.
No,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they just ruin everything. They ruin the ground. Like,
Meerkats?
and
don't
prairie dogs. Like
I'm not gonna pretend like I know any facts about
It
it.
says
farmers out west like pay hunters to come out and just shoot prairie dogs because they like burrow and kill the
Yeah.
just destroy everything.
Well, apparently there's like a symbiotic relationship between bison and prairie dogs because it says including keeping grasses short so prairie dogs can watch for predators, turning the soil so seeds get buried in the dirt, fertilizing the land with their manure and creating wallows that turn
Sounds
into
like
pods
a
after
parasite,
rains.
actually, because what do they do for the bison?
I don't know.
Provide entertainment.
They don't seem like they care much about entertainment.
Well, okay, so the whole thing is
No, they're pretty chill.
Making
They're
things
like-
up here.
bison create
Like, hey,
genetic diversity in flora and fauna because of your bison, God-giving bison hood. I don't know. Okay, what's a bison's hump made of? Ooh, I skipped one, cred.
Once it's hump made of
Water, fat, muscle, cartilage.
water, that'd be interesting.
Isn't
It'd
that
be
a
like
camel?
a waterbed.
Muscle? I don't.
Probably muscle.
Shoulders?
It's cartilage.
Oh, ugh.
Oh, wrong.
Sounds painful.
Oh, actually, I highlighted the answer I chose. Just kidding. It's not. It's muscle.
Good.
It's all muscle, according to
gonna say, that
Yellowstone
must be rock
National
hard.
I
Park.
know, right?
Wow, cool. The bison uses its head as a snowplow in the winter,
Yep.
swinging it side to side. That'll be fun to watch.
But it doesn't
You
snow
know how
here.
bison
Yeah.
regulate temperature?
How?
How?
The bottom of their feet.
How so?
Don't know.
What does that even mean? They just warm up
That's how they regulate temperature.
because they feel the ground? You don't know.
I feel like that's kind of like human beings, right? When your
Yeah.
feet are cold, your whole body's cold.
Yeah.
But if you can make your feet warm,
Pretty sure you regulate your temperature through your skin.
well, yeah. But I mean, like your
But they
feet.
have so much fur that
But
they
you
can't
can lose
really.
a lot of heat through your feet.
And your head. I think your head is the one that.
Yeah, your head's number one, I think.
True. Well,
I'm pretty sure it's the fact that they're so heavily insulated that the only place they're not insulated is their feet.
because it's like hooves.
Because it's
Okay. Cool story.
I think they did a study on like how cold it can get before a bison even starts to get like stressed. They did like a stress test. And I think it was like -40 or something like
Must
that.
be nice. I need to
Crazy.
be more like a
But what happens in
bison.
the heat?
I know but I think that's so they don't. So like cattle need shade. They need a pond. Apparently bison just lay down and like
Just
let
deal
their
with it?
feet. Yeah, they just kind of do their thing.
What if they're just upside down?
Looking dead, looking like a
have
rigor
hooves?
mortis
Rigor,
meese.
rigor mortis moose.
Hey, if we had those
hair.
hooves, we could last all winter in the barn.
Oh my
could.
gosh. That would be pretty great.
Just be
I'll get you guys some bison hooves for your hands.
great.
Perfect.
We have some conflicting information here based on our porch bison talk. What's the top speed a bison can run?
I think it's like 30 or 40, something like that.
I thought you told us 60 on the porch. Did we
What?
Not,
It's
did,
not a cheetah. 60 miles an hour?
I literally thought the word 60 miles an hour came out of your mouth.
Probably 6 feet.
No, you said 60 miles
No.
an hour.
No. Is it
Yeah.
30 to 40?
That's exactly what it is. Dang
I'd
it.
love to see it go 60 though.
Some,
Maybe you
run
got
right
an
through
extra
that
speedy one.
some sources say 30, others say 40. Either way, they're fast.
How fast can a dog run?
How fast
Depends
can
on the breed.
how fast can
Okay.
a greyhound run?
A whippet.
Oh,
Is that the fastest dog,
Let's
a
see.
greyhound?
In short spurts, I think.
Whippet.
whippet.
A whippet.
What's a
I don't know what
whippet?
that
That's
is.
like a
those are
mini-
the sprinting dogs, right? Those
Oh.
are like
I thought
dogs.
Greyhound's not the fastest one.
I mean,
I have no idea.
Okay, where is the only? While we're looking for this,
greyhounds can run 45 miles an hour.
Wow.
they can beat the bison.
All right. So,
Wow.
It only takes 3 strides for them to reach 30 miles an hour.
dang.
Oh, wow.
For context, the fastest speed of a racehorse is 43 miles per hour.
That's impressive.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
So the bison can almost run as fast as a racehorse, huh?
That's kind of
Yeah.
incredible.
Whippet is 35 miles an hour.
Ooh.
Wow.
So
Is that what you
greyhound
said?
wins.
Yeah, I just
Whippet?
didn't know.
Good grief.
But a whippet's a race dog, right?
Yeah, it's like, I think it's a little smaller version of
Yeah.
greyhound.
Good grief.
Nice.
Where's the only place in the U.S. where bison have lived continuously since prehistoric times?
Yellowstone?
Why do you know the answers to things?
You read a book on bison.
And history. Hi. Lots of history. Yeah, Yellowstone. They lived there for centuries due to fossils, oral histories from Indian tribes, and the stories of the earliest travelers.
There's
in this
2
region.
different types of North American bison as well.
And that is
Plains
Do they look
plain,
bison.
like on plains.
plains, like out west
plains,
plains.
yeah.
And then timber or woods bison. They actually look completely different.
Which
Do
ones
they both
you
have horns?
We have plains bison.
Hmm.
The females have horns, yes.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting that these ones have horns because they're girls, but I guess all bison have horns. Maybe.
Yeah, plains bison versus woods bison. You can Google it if anybody wants to.
I actually do want to see it.
I'm saying for
Oh.
everybody
Oh,
else.
okay.
Oh, yeah. So you guys are the ones on the left,
wow.
obviously.
Oh,
yeah.
it's very pointy.
The
different.
woods
Yeah.
bison are bigger
But they look weird.
overall, but so we're actually talking about getting some woods bison,
Oh.
or getting a woods. We talked about getting a woods bull, so like that's the difference between
Just for
I
the
think a
look of it, or are
plains-
you gonna
because they're
Oh.
bigger. I
Put it
think
in-
a,
I
I
think
don't know.
they
I
look
think
cooler.
a plains bull looks
Yeah.
cooler. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
are you gonna put it in the wooded part of your yard?
No.
What is a red dog?
A red dog is a baby bison.
Nice.
It'd
Nailed
be
it.
like a dog. That's the color red.
They're born with reddish orange coat color and the lack of the characteristic shoulder hump of the older bison.
They basically look like a cow. That's the difference too.
Oh wow.
Plains bison.
Oh,
They have a
wow.
huge hump on the timber or woods bison. A lot of useless bison knowledge, but hey, it's there. You know.
Do the woods bison have to live in a different?
I
do
don't-
they have to
I
live
don't
in a
think
wooded
so.
area?
It
That's
would
a
make
fair
sense.
question.
It's a fair
Yeah,
question.
that's-
I don't know that.
That's why I asked if they'd be in the wooded part of the yard.
Or they have a different diet, or is it the same?
Good questions.
I don't know.
In case anyone else is interested.
Questions for next.
It says
Well, the last 2 bison
Because
questions
you need
are
more
kind of
questions in your life.
About bison.
Yeah.
Um,
We're just end of this quiz.
American. 2 more questions. American bison are related to what other animal? I did not get this one right. I've never even heard of this. Water buffalo, Cape buffalo, wisent, all of the above.
Wissant,
Wissant.
because that's the only thing I
Yeah,
haven't heard
crud, I
of.
gave it away.
Definitely Wissant.
A wisent is the European bison.
Perfect.
Oh.
There you go.
Okay, bison are dangerous animals to approach. I feel like this is
Yes.
an important question. So, as continual news reports from overly daring Yellowstone tourists being gored or tossed by
idiots
bison.
at Yellowstone? Is that what you're going for?
It isn't wise to get anywhere near these fast and heavily muscled animals. While they look calm and docile much of the time, they are wild and unpredictable.
Got to do it for the gram, you know?
So, Tasia, run in a straight line in the field if you're going to.
My cousin sent me a video at Yellowstone, and there's just this huge herd of bison, and there are hundreds of people just sprinkled out throughout this field. And he's like, we were just praying one of these idiots would get ran over.
Seriously?
Yeah. Actually, here, I'll show you.
What were they doing? Taking pictures?
Yeah. Just out in the middle of nowhere.
No way.
Because they do look docile.
Yeah,
Well, they
until
tell you at those parks, like, it's dangerous.
Yeah.
So it's just
Stay
like,
in
any
your
wild
car.
animal, you're not supposed to.
Not.
Yeah.
like, take a pic.
Yeah, so.
As you're getting trampled.
Could you imagine one with the question mark tail, like charging at someone that's like facing the camera? Like, that's horrifying.
I think I would zigzag run. I know it says I should run straight, but
I think we should try it out, Tasia, when we visit there next. You get out there.
Slap the bison.
I'll use my camera.
maybe they'll just like you, and
that's true. Thank you, Ellie.
And I do.
Let's
I didn't
try
think
it.
of that.
Let's do your dance in the middle of the field and see what happens.
They probably enjoy it.
Just on top of the hill right there.
Put the
So you're
speakers
far
out
enough
there.
away from all the fences. You can just run for your life.
Gosh.
Just so the world knows, Tasia's choreographing new dances for us to
Yeah.
try out.
Lauren
Once
Daigle.
it's done,
Lauren Daigle, not Adele.
it'll go live.
Yeah,
It's fine.
We'll have to video it later. Now that it's been mentioned, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Here's it. What is one thing you can remove from your life that would improve it?
Social media.
Man.
To a certain extent, my phone would be great not to have. But you also need your phone,
Yeah.
especially for what we do. Wow, we went straight from bison to that.
Yeah, that was a
Quick
hard
turn.
pivot.
Yeah, social would be nice not to have to keep that up. Sorry, everybody. I hate it. Nobody's noticed.
What else? I feel like you guys always have like, it's like the question from not last time, but the one I brought up where you guys said if you could have unlimited amounts and you're like, money. I thought you guys were going to have something like, I don't know.
Profound?
Different. Yeah.
I mean,
Money.
I don't know the answer.
social media just wastes a lot of your
It
time.
does.
So
So many
much.
A lot of your
hours.
attention, a lot of your energy.
All of
Do you
my
guys get
life.
that notice from your phone that
Yes.
says like your use?
Screen
like your
time.
use is, and how many hours does it usually say? Like
Way too many.
it like disturbed me about the amount of hours. I was like, ugh, get away from me. And I don't even feel like I'm on my phone that much.
Speaking of that, did you see that Rogan did a podcast with Snowden? You know the movie Snowden and the guy that worked for NSA and is now basically on the run from the U.S. government because he's not allowed in the country.
Oh, he did.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Rogan got a
Oh.
podcast with him.
How?
It just dropped.
How?
I have
Yeah.
no idea.
Have you listened to it?
But I just saw it today. And that just makes me think that our phones are listening to us.
They absolutely are.
For
they
sure.
have to. That's the crazy thing. I told you guys that I was taking a transnational security class, and our professor was
Transnational
it was
security.
in law school, and it was a study abroad. I don't even know that anyone was listening, but he was really interesting. Anyway, he was an CIA guy, and this was like years ago, and
60s.
and he was an ex-CIA guy from 20 years earlier.
I just got it. I'm sorry. It took me a second.
What? I missed it.
You said it was so long ago. I said it was the 60s. and you just kept going. And Tasia's like, carry the one, subtract the
I'm like,
60s.
I'm like, that was a long time ago.
That's why I was trying to do math in my head about how old this guy was too. That's why I couldn't figure it out. Anyway,
Sorry, anyways.
so this was a couple years ago, and he was ex-CIA 20 years prior. So this is like saying this. It makes a point in the story. Anyway, so he was saying that back when he was in the CIA, the government could literally zoom in on the room that we were in
Whenever they want.
and hear what we were saying. And I was like,
No, I don't believe it.
Well, they're probably doing that right now because we're talking about them.
Hey, CIA.
They're here.
There's not much going on here. Sorry, guys. You might as well keep on going.
But the whole point
You're
is
wasting
they
your
can
time.
definitely-
You need to watch the movie Snowden. I don't know how much of
Okay.
it's real and how much of it's fake,
Perfect.
but it at least make you think.
Have you watched it?
Yeah.
All right.
Is it Edward Norton, I think, in it? I can't remember actually now. It's not Edward Norton. It should be. I feel like it should be Edward Norton.
In
No,
that
your
movie.
phone's definitely listening to you. Have you ever seen ads that it's like things you want pop up in your
That's
phone?
the thing where they say that it's not, and I'm like, it absolutely is, because you didn't go to a site, you didn't do any of that.
What
Yeah.
kind of crap did you guys add to your coffee?
Almond
It was
milk?
just a almond milk latte.
Did
Lame.
you make coffee today?
Yep.
Did you use your new that chart that guy sent?
No.
You probably don't need the chart.
I used the Chemex though. Total hipster.
What is that?
It's that beaker
Pour
looking
over?
thing.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
people-
yeah. The Chemex.
Pour over.
Pour over, it's good.
Yeah. But it's in a glass, so you can see your coffee brewing.
Wow.
It's amazing. Wow.
Wow.
Wow. Amazing.
We need to actually talk about names of the coffee shop we're gonna have at Mayhem.
What do you mean? Like what? I really liked the parallel to Fight Club. I
Well,
thought
yeah,
that
that's
was
where we're
cool.
at right now. That's the
What is
top
it?
of the list. Have you seen Fight Club?
Yeah.
So CrossFit Mayhem's obviously named after Fight Club, Project Mayhem. So we talked about in the movie, they have Paper Street Soap Company. Tyler Durden
cool.
does. So we talked about calling it Paper Street Coffee Company,
Oh, that'd be cool.
even though it has nothing to do with anything here.
Yeah.
But it
Yeah.
also has a lot to do with. It's kind of like random, completely random.
Yeah, yeah. That's cool.
But we're not on Paper Street.
You're on Rich Froning Way.
Do
Weird.
you have other ideas, or is that the main one?
That's the top one right now. I was trying to think of
like
something
it.
with a bison.
Mm.
Oh yeah.
Could call it Red Dog Coffee Co.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that'd be
Huh.
cool.
See, I like those. Those are all like they have like actual like underlying.
Yeah.
Or
That's
CrossFit
kind of what
Mayhem
we're
coffee.
looking for. Yeah, I don't
Right.
want to have that. I
makes
just
a-
thought of the Red Dog one, actually.
Yeah, I like
Yeah,
that.
that's
Yeah, that's
cool.
good.
I can't think of anything else.
It's about as far as we got on that.
We'll keep it in mind as
Yeah.
we're just randomly going
Let us
about.
know if you guys have any suggestions.
Perfect.
for
Yeah.
names of
Nothing to
coffee
do with
shops.
CrossFit. I don't want to name anything. It's like when we asked everybody what to name the bison when people were like, give me a bunch of CrossFit names. I'm like, sorry, guys. I ain't about
Yeah.
that life.
You say
I'm not
that,
naming them
but-
after any of the female games winners. Sorry. I'm not naming them after any of the named workouts.
Workouts.
Like, sorry,
Like,
guys.
Angie, whatever.
Yeah, not doing
Fran.
it.
This one's 20.1.
Yeah. I was like, no, sorry, guys.
Good.
We have enough CrossFit stuff
Just
going
numbers.
on. The,
20.1.
14.3 is here.
Gosh. Yeah, that's
the favorite was so far the favorite is the first four first ladies.
Oh, that's cool.
that's
That was pretty good.
Oh, that's a good one. How come
was
you
a
haven't
good
done that one?
Well, we haven't decided yet. Like,
And
I liked
BB.
I liked
BB.
like the older
Yeah. Martha.
lady names.
Names, yeah,
like
for sure.
Gertrude and
Yeah.
like
yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know what other ones.
Phyllis.
Yes,
Phyllis.
Phyllis. Yes.
Very
I feel like one could be Phyllis.
Should name them after the Office,
Office?
characters.
Is that
what
That
you
would
think
be
about
pretty
Oh my
good.
gosh, that would be good.
that suits you in
Yeah.
your personality.
Phyllis would be good. Yeah, Angela could be the boss
That's
one.
true.
Yeah,
That's
it
true.
would be nice.
No, those work.
Hmm.
So I was listening to this a Google talk this morning about the guy's talking about emotional intelligence, and he's like, no one ever wants to talk about it. It's whatever. Anyway, I'm not going to get into his discussion, but he asked a question that I thought was really interesting because he was saying the reason he became this, he's a psychologist or a professor at Yale, and he's like, the whole reason I did this was because I got bullied my entire life as a kid. And he's like, my only memories of middle school are being bullied. And he was like, so I always ask people, what do you remember about middle school? Do you remember learning a ton of things in middle school, or do you remember how you felt in middle school? So his main question is, how do you feel walking around middle school? Like, can you go back to like walking down the halls in middle school? Do you remember what that was like?
The only thing I remember about middle school is playing football in the playground.
You don't remember the hallways at all?
Maybe after recess being super sweaty.
You don't remember what color the walls were?
No. Well,
I don't.
Well,
I
it's-
do. They're like ugly, like pink
Well,
and olive green
ours
and
were
weird,
like you had because you were like it was the first time you started changing classes. It was 5th grade, and so you were on a team, so you switched. There were like 4 teams per grade. I think it was 4, maybe 8. But you had 4 or 5 teachers that you rotated, and your team was a color. So like I was on the purple team one year and on the orange team. So it's like, that's the easy go-to. That was the color of the walls. But all I remember is playing football at recess. That's it.
Yeah.
And we had a bomb threat one time.
Like a real
What?
one.
In
Yeah.
middle school?
Oh my gosh.
And our teacher, like, there was a milkshake and whatever restaurant next door to our to the playground. We only had like 10 kids in our class that day, and so our teacher took us and got us food at Pleasers.
Nice.
Oh my gosh. Do you remember?
Yeah, I remember a lot of stuff from
Yeah.
my childhood.
I blocked
But
out my
obviously
whole
you remember
childhood.
like the bad stuff
Just
because
kidding.
it like scarred you, you know?
Yeah.
Or like the really good stuff. You remember like the really bad stuff and really good stuff and not a
Yeah.
lot of the medium stuff.
Yeah.
Like middle of the road. I feel like I remember like a decent amount of it. But
Yeah.
I
but,
only
like, my
remember
brother doesn't
physical
remember
activity
anything.
stuff.
Yeah.
yeah.
Same here.
Wonder why.
Right?
Well, Hinshaw and I were actually talking about that today on the run. Was we were talking actually about middle school stuff because he was saying we were talking about why Kenyans are such good runners, and he said because we run our warm up. He's like because they start so young doing like base, they start running long, really, really slow, like 10 or 11 minute miles when they're super, super young. And he said that teaches them structurally, like their bodies, to withstand like the impact and pounding. That's why they run 150 miles a week and they don't get hurt. And he was saying now it'll be crazy to see the next generation coming up because they don't move. Like, and my parallel was recess. And I said to him, we went so hard at recess. We had 2 recesses a day. One was like at snack time, we got to go out to the playground, and then
Lucky.
after lunch. And every time I remember, because when I was little, for some reason, I turned really, really red after I would like run really hard. And I always came into class like neon orange because like we would just go so hard at recess. And my teacher was always like, Ellie, are you okay? And I'm like, I'm fine. I'm just red. But that made me think of like how much we exercised. And now, do kids have recess now?
Yeah, I
hope
think so.
so.
But
Yeah.
they probably sit on their phones.
I feel like some of them don't. I thought recess was like
Yeah,
abolished.
recess and PE I feel like aren't as highly regarded. I feel like. I don't know.
Well, when I was in school, I got exempt from PE because of gymnastics, and you guys wonder why I can't throw a catch ball. So
So wait, what'd you do during PE?
I just didn't have that class. Like I left school early to go train, so like I just
Wait, in
was
elementary school?
no middle school.
Wow.
How
that's
old? Like,
interesting.
Like, well, I started competing level 10 at 13, so like
was that 7th
around
and 8th grade?
12. I don't know. Oh,
They let you leave. I can't imagine leaving school early that young. That's crazy. That's awesome.
yeah, back in the day. And you guys wonder?
So no PE.
Yeah, so I never really took PE. I think I took PE maybe in elementary school,
didn't
but
miss
past
anything.
that,
You missed a
I don't
lot.
think.
You missed my entire life was built around PE.
yeah, I didn't
agree.
do PE. So
Really?
My senior year, we had block scheduling, and I had econ, English, and then the rest of the day I had PE1 and PE2.
you had 2 sessions of PE
Yeah.
in school?
I feel like it depended
I
on your
saved my
teacher. Did you have
electives
good PE
to the end.
teachers?
No, he would be like, "Hey, here's a ball. Go play." And what else do you need?
Well, that's better. That's better
Exactly.
than
Oh, okay.
like, let's play this game where you have like these random sticks
Oh
and
no,
like,
no, heck
you know,
no.
this
Like,
like
what was
Ours were
stupid
like
curriculum,
coaches,
you're
so
like,
they were like, "Hey, go play."
okay, well that's
So I
So
wouldn't
we
have
would
learned
go play.
anything
We'd go play
anyways.
football, play baseball, played basketball, and then we had like for PE1 was games, and then PE2 was like strength and conditioning. And
Yeah.
usually, like I had a football coach that was the strength coach, and so
Yeah.
we did a bunch of stuff in there. But then, depending on time, like it was if you were in the fall, say it would be basketball and baseball, and if it was in the spring or whatever, and then the fall would be like football and volleyball or something. So
But in
was
elementary
awesome.
school, what were your favorite? Like, did you guys have favorite games that you played in PE in elementary school when you were little? We played ghost ball all the time. I
The
loved ghost
parachute,
ball.
the giant parachute,
Parachute,
and the scooters.
scooter races.
Did you have that?
What are
Jason,
the
in
scooters?
elementary
I don't
school?
think so.
Where you like, it was just stupid. It was like a little square with 4 wheels, and you just run around and like, I think you like kicked a ball into a goal.
Huh.
But it
I
was
remember
like
those,
the
or
most
the
fun
races.
thing.
Yeah,
That
Yes,
sounds fun.
ever.
we got
The parachute
rollerblades.
was the best.
I remember parachute.
Yeah.
We got rollerblades from some grant or something, and then they built a climbing wall too. when I
Oh,
was in middle
wow.
school,
You had,
which
like,
is
a
pretty
fancy
cool.
school.
But
We like-
but you had to wear a helmet, so you had to buy a shower cap. So nobody got lice.
Wow.
You know?
A shower cap.
Smart.
Wow, I get to see a bunch of little kids putting on their shower cap before they put their helmet on.
And then you'd have to wear full pads, rollerblade, and I'm like, what the heck is
Full
this?
pads.
Oh yeah.
Like
they would
elbow
bring like roller
pads, knee
skates in for like
pads,
the week.
wrist things, like, and so like one day was all you're like, oh sweet, we get to rollerblade, and one day was spent on all just putting on your pads. You're like, what the heck is
Just in
this?
case.
Did you guys ever go to roller skating rinks when you were a
Oh,
kid?
yeah.
Yes.
Did you have
Wheeler skating rink.
I did
This
not.
old guy,
Shockingly, Tasia did not.
old guy had one leg.
You guys.
Mr. Wheeler had one leg.
one leg?
One
What?
leg.
Are you serious?
And then he'd have this game. All right, it's a color game, and their wall with different colors, and you have this wheel, and so you picked a color, and whatever color it landed on, you were out. And so whoever was left at the end of the color game,
Oh my gosh. Literally just like a couple months ago,
so you stand on
Kristen
two
and
colors, and you're like, oh,
we went to
I was
a
on this
roller.
one.
We went to the rink in Cookville.
Oh, that
Was
one's
that the
way.
first time?
Yes,
It's small.
that I've ever been
That
on roller
one's
skates.
way nicer though. The Wheeler skating rink.
This one was not nice.
It was wherever
at
we
all.
were was not nice.
Okay.
I mean, I believe you, but this is like
Well, imagine worse than that.
Okay.
Because
it's hard to.
Wheeler skating rink, over on, well, you probably don't know, on 10th Street over there.
Is it still open?
It's now a thrift store.
Okay.
And it
Okay.
was.
Yeah.
But
it
did they
was
have like
nasty.
the black lights in the dark and like the races and
Yeah,
stuff?
oh yeah. They'd have
I like the
races.
carpeting up the wall.
Yeah,
Just
it was
like-
Carpet, that's what I'm saying. The carpet colored walls, and that's the
Yep.
color game.
Yeah. Yeah, there's
And he'd
this
make
guy
this
there.
like train noise with his mouth.
He was so intense. We went, there's like maybe 3 people there, and there's like a Friday
The
night.
whole thing?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
and the
You guys-
whole thing.
wow,
And it's
Friday
like a
night at
small-
the
I
skating
couldn't do
rink.
it. Like I legitimately.
Well, I think it's only half a rink too, and then they'll
It's
have like
gotta
laser
be.
tag or something.
Yeah, I
maybe,
think, but I don't know if it's
very
a-
small.
small.
Like
Yeah.
you try to take the turn, and I'm like going. I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna make it.
Kristen
you
is
know?
good.
I could see you being
I'm
good.
not
But you
good,
played
I just-
roller hockey when you were young with your brother, didn't you?
Yeah.
She's good.
And then
I bet
like
she-
just went to roller skating rinks, and I was
Yeah.
on rollerblades all the time. But these were they only had roller skates. So I
Oh,
told
they didn't
Tasia,
have rollerblades.
I don't know if you guys agree, but roller skates are harder than
Yeah, because they're hard
rollerblades.
to
Yeah.
turn.
Yeah, and you
Yeah.
feel like your feet are just like stuck,
Stuck.
like this, like
And it's more like-
Yeah, I
instead
had to
of,
hold
like,
onto the wall
being
the
able
whole
to
time.
turn.
I like the blade. Oh, you held onto the wall.
Yes, I was gonna fall, and then this guy
Wow.
who was like working the thing, he was like trying to like help me. He's like, like this, and I'm literally like,
Baby
What did
deer.
you tell me? He's like, don't wear yourself out.
Kristen's like going in circles, and I'm just like going back and forth.
He seriously
man.
looked at me. He's like, don't be careful. Don't wear yourself out. I go, okay.
Make sure you get some water, kid.
Yeah, exactly.
Gosh, it was hard.
Well, we
but
had like
rollerblades. We gotta try rollerblades. We should all go sometime.
rollerblading is fun. I used to love rollerblading.
I have a bunch of rollerblades. Hockey rollerblades, not just
That
like
sounds fun.
Is that
cruising rollerblades.
different?
Yeah, I mean they're basically like ice skates.
They
but
don't
with
have
wheels.
stoppers,
They don't have
right?
stoppers.
That's okay.
Yeah.
You just
Just-
we could teach you, Tasia.
You got a hockey stop.
I thought you could
Or
teach
just like
me, and then I got in there and I was like, this is way harder than I thought it was gonna be. I thought I was just gonna be able to do it.
yeah.
just
Like
like
roller skates are harder, and these roller skates were seemingly a little bit old.
I don't want to wear rental skates. What is
Oh, I
that?
remember
Just Friends. We were just friends. We just
I've
watched
seen
that
that,
again with Ryan Reynolds. So good.
It's so funny.
When he's like wants to show off in front of the new girl because he's like got good at, or not the new girl, his old like
Yeah.
friend zone girl,
Yeah.
and he gets rental skates. It's so good. No slap shots. And he slaps it and hits himself in the face. It's good.
That's awesome.
I imagine that's you on skates.
I thought I was gonna be able to do it. I just couldn't.
can't.
And I was just getting mad.
Tasia, I have to just say the
She
story
just had to
because
go
I
with
was
the flow more. She was
Yeah.
like trying to walk,
Oh, yeah.
but she
My
just
Imagine
feet
that.
just felt like.
Imagine that
used to
Tasia
it.
being too stiff on something that she doesn't know what she's doing.
Thanks, Rich, for the vote of confidence.
Tasia's gonna be crying over there for the rest of the episode.
And that's a wrap. I gotta go.
I'm never coming back.
I gotta go, guys. My mom's calling.
I have this thing I gotta do.
Did this thing with these people and bye.
oh my gosh.
Well, Ellie was gonna tell a story.
Well, I was going to, but I don't want to like.
okay,
It's
go
not,
in. We're
but
already
it's
there.
not a
Just
dig
go.
because it warmed my heart that you like just went for it, and it was actually the perfect distance. It was like the wrong location. So Tasia, like, what were you throwing away?
Didn't warm my heart.
It warmed my heart.
Wait.
You were throwing something away.
Oh, is this what you're talking about recently when I
Yeah,
was?
it was like tape or something.
I was throwing a piece of tape the
this
other
is where
day.
she was going for the trash can, and I look at her and she winds up, and I look
Always
at the
practicing
wall,
my throw.
and it bounces off the wall here, and I was like,
Yeah, the wall behind the like glute hammers thing.
and I said, Were you trying to throw that away?
And I was like, no, I was trying to use the backboard.
Like I said, to be fair, this is not a dig because it was the perfect
Oh, it's a dig.
distance. The direction was just no. I thought it was a good throw because
Thank
like
you.
traditionally, if you don't know how to throw, it just goes to the ground, and yours didn't go to the ground at all.
It just went far left.
It took flight, which
All 3 of my kids can throw better than you.
That's true. I'm not even
well,
gonna.
your
actually
kids can't
pretty
throw really well,
They've got good arms.
but they throw really well.
Well, anyways, moving on.
Sorry, Tasia.
It's fine.
No, you're great.
Oh,
I
you're
was saying
great.
it as it was good.
And Tasia's crying.
Thanks.
I'll save my tears for after.
Drown my sorrows. add a little Irish cream to this coffee next time.
Just to get through this podcast with you
Why did I agree to this? Well, this is like it's the serious questions. It was a good piggyback coming from skating.
No, let's just
Do
go
you know
in.
what Irish coffee is? You just add whiskey to coffee.
Perfect.
Really?
Wow.
We should try that.
I'm
What?
down.
That sounds.
Aggressive, right?
Yeah.
Coffee already is pretty.
Yeah, but mask it pretty good, you know?
That's
yeah,
what
because
I'm
I don't
thinking.
like whiskey, so maybe coffee would make it better because I
that
like
would be
coffee.
kind of
But you know what really masks whiskey is pickle juice.
Ew.
Oh, so
What?
coffee, pickle juice, and whiskey.
Okay, that might
Sounds
be.
disgusting.
Yeah, I'm not gonna jump to that parallel. That's fine. The question was from skating. How do you? Oh, geez, I'm gonna get an eye roll. How can you help people let go of their fears?
Nice
Wow.
transition.
Right?
I like it.
Do whatever scares you.
Ooh, wow. See, that's another one of those. What can you have anything of? Money. It's too simple. Yeah, do things you're afraid of.
But, I mean, what's the...
I mean, you can't like just force them to do it.
No.
What do you mean?
Push the threshold. Like,
Yeah.
you don't have to jump straight to the thing you're scared
Well,
of, but,
right.
like...
It's you build familiarity, kind of, sort of.
Hmm.
Well, I mean, I was listening to this lady
Crickets.
on. Is there some movie out now about Molly something? Molly's Game. Okay.
I've seen, I think so.
Okay, there's this
With the
girl
red-haired
that
girl?
like, yeah,
She's like a blackjack dealer or something, or
yeah, she started this poker game, but she was like
Poker.
like some kind of skier, pro skier,
Oh,
like
okay.
$1 million poker game, and then lost everything, and then the feds got her or something.
Okay.
It was like this.
where are we going with this?
Well, it was like this whole catastrophic demise, rise up, save your life after. Like, so I guess at some point I haven't seen the movie, so I'm probably butchering it. I apologize to those that have seen it and know the story. I guess the like deal to her was if you rat everyone out, we'll give you your money back and you'll be like not pardoned, but what's it called?
Pardon.
So you won't go to
Yeah.
jail.
Expunged.
Okay.
Kinda, yeah, I guess so. And she didn't, so she had to do the jail time and lost millions and
Oh,
millions of dollars,
man.
I guess. But she was saying the reason she was such an extremist was because she was a on the U.S. ski team, but as a child, her dad would like take her up to like mountains with cliffs and stuff, and she's like, I didn't get in trouble for not doing homework. If I didn't jump off the cliff and go down the mountain at 80 miles an hour with my dad, I was like in timeout, in trouble.
That's how I
And
am with Lakeland.
yeah, and and
Just
she was
kidding.
saying.
completely joking.
I'm like, okay.
That's what Tommy
if you don't do
Caldwell-
this workout, Lakeland, you're going to timeout. Trice, you too.
They all
That's
want to
what,
work out.
I know, it's kind of cool, and I've
the
never
rock
once told them
climber.
to.
guy
Yeah.
said his dad did.
Yeah,
Tommy
from
Caldwell that climbed all those new
Free
routes on-
solo. Him?
No,
Oh.
the guy that was his like mentor on
Oh.
the wall.
yeah.
Oh.
That's what he said his
the one that
dad did.
died?
He always like he always
Oh.
like took him out on all these like crazy things, and he was like kind of scared, but then like he kind of outgrew it after a while because his dad kept pushing him to do like make him go on these crazy adventures where like he feels like they were actually really dangerous now that he thinks back to
Yeah.
them, you know?
Yeah. Well, she said that's what she was saying. She was like, then it became almost like she was like craving or really wanting to feel the feeling and appreciated on the other side of something really scary of how proud and happy she felt every time she finished it, I guess, which
Like facing your
that's cool.
fears.
Yeah. Exactly. Facing your fears, that sort of thing. So how do you let go of fears? I'm not going to suggest jumping off cliffs per se, but doing more of those things.
I'm
We could
down.
still run with the bison later.
I'll probably skip that one.
We already ran today, so
Yeah.
that's probably good.
Be a little slow.
Uh,
Did I show you guys Trice how he says I love you, bless you, and
Yeah.
thank you all the same?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is the sound again?
Hi, you. Hi, you.
Well, didn't you say the other day that was so funny when you were like, he didn't know the difference between the sneeze and the
sneeze
cough?
and a cough. Every time I would cough or sneeze. Hi, you. He's actually picked up a lot of words the last couple of weeks, too.
Yeah.
I feel like he would, gosh, what did he say to me this morning? Not just, now he runs up to the car
Tractor
for a
on
ride.
ride.
So, yeah, but he's talking about
Keys?
something else.
All ride.
He likes pressing the shut button on the car. He waits so that he can shut the trunk.
He loves to mess with anything he can.
Press
And turning the
buttons.
lights on the tractor.
Yeah.
I go out
And
there, I'm
leaving
like, oh,
them.
yep. Yeah.
The razor as well. The battery.
Uh-oh.
Killing the battery.
That seems counterproductive for him because he wants to ride. So
Every time he walks up and checks my pocket to see if I have the keys. Every time.
His golf swing, though?
It's not bad.
It's
Really?
really not for as big as that club
okay,
is.
you better make
Seriously.
him play golf then, because if he's already swinging well at 2, good grief.
Yeah, I need to get him some golf clubs. I got Lakeland some golf clubs. But
Is
she's
Trice a
left-handed.
righty then?
He's right-handed, yeah.
Oh, okay. So we can't use Lakeland's
left-handed.
lefty.
No, I'm not sure what Violet is, but I should get Trice some right-handed clubs.
Where did you find Lakeland's tiny left-handed clubs?
Amazon, where you find everything.
Oh.
True.
Literally. Can you imagine as a kid having Amazon? Like
No, I couldn't.
It's
sporting equipment, anything? Like,
Insane.
oh my God, my parents are like, nope, can't get it.
right.
Now it's like, sure, have it here in 2 days.
2 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the games they've
maybe
come
we
out
could
with.
go to Walmart in 2 weeks and get you your glove that you want.
Right.
Like, but now you're like, oh yeah, let me just like
Just instant gratification.
Oh, it's here tomorrow.
Anything,
Boom.
right?
Yeah.
I can't imagine.
I couldn't imagine that at all.
It's
Okay.
probably good.
How do you
My
handle
parents would have got it
chaos?
for me anyway.
Say what?
Parents have
It's
been like,
smarter.
screw you.
To get you.
Just go out and play with that rock, kid.
Go play with that.
Entertain
Did you have
yourself.
G.I. Joes?
I had like the little green army men.
Yeah. Did you ever burn them and stuff? My brother
Oh,
was
yeah.
always burning them.
Firecrackers.
Yeah.
Sid
okay.
from Toy Story. they
Oh, that's true.
You mean that happy child?
didn't know Happy Child.
He's a hairy fella. Not Scud, you idiot. Sid. You mean that
so
happy
good.
child? Yeah, we used to blow stuff. I mean, I think that's part of being a boy. Like, you just, I mean, there's differences in boys and girls, and you guys didn't have that where you wanted to do that. I see it in Trice. He's a disaster. Like, they're all different. Like, my girls are pretty similar. Violet's a lot more chill. Lakeland was pretty wide open and still is, but Trice is a disaster. Like, he literally just goes from one thing to the next.
It's like, let's smash it.
Trying to
Like,
break something.
him
And he just like
trying to
gets so
smash the
fired up.
bushes.
He's like, what's in Tommy Boy? He's like,
He's totally
Jimmy the circus kid, my pretty little pet. Yeah.
He's
Jojo
totally
the
like that.
circus boy.
So good.
It's Trice. Like, he's just like, oh, I'm good. I'm going to break it.
Yeah. The other day when we were sitting on the porch, he had that bat, and he's just like, smash,
Bam Bam.
smash.
He's
Bushes,
Bam Bam.
went
Like,
along, got
Wow,
every
he
single
is
one.
like
and
Bam
Violet's
Bam.
just looking there like, oh, yeah,
Yeah.
Trice. That's cool.
Good job,
But I don't
Trice.
want to do that.
No, yeah.
And then Lakeland yesterday just singing her heart out, and Trice is just like,
No.
I don't get it. I want to
Lakeland's been
smash.
stepping up her workouts
I want to
lately.
smash
Yeah.
things. Oh, Lakeland's wide. Oh, I wanted to kill her the other day with that chalk. I probably went a little too aggressive, but I was like, stop using the chalk.
She's like, I need to know where I'm going. And you're like, you know where you're going.
And then
in the middle of a workout.
we're in the
doing
middle of the workout. I'm like,
balance.
go away. Leave me alone. And then after it, I'm like, man, I shouldn't have yelled at her, but it happens. And then Violet, yesterday, I'm cleaning out the truck, and the door is open on the truck, and she walked into the door 3 times, and the door was open the entire, like, every time, full on screaming cry. And I'm just like, at one point, I'm like, what are you doing? Being a parent's hard. 3 kids is hard.
Wow, you just are talking about the question I just asked. How do you
Chaos.
handle chaos?
I yell usually.
You don't seem like a yeller, though.
It usually
I mean, I've
takes a
heard
little
you
while.
like once or twice, but like you don't seem like a. You seem.
I can get angry. I don't have
After.
I don't have quite as short a fuse as my predecessors as parents, but
I could never see your mom yelling ever.
oh, my mom used to yell all the time.
I could see her being stern, but not
man,
yell.
no, heck no.
What was her go-to?
Oh, just oh man, she yelled all the time. My dad, usually, no, he had a pretty short fuse some days. Usually I deserved it. Nah, every time I deserved it. Like I said, any combination, but if the F word came out, I knew I was in big trouble. And
Oh,
it was
dear.
like the same combination. I never got spanked. I don't know if I
Yeah.
ever told you guys that. Never got spanked. I got kicked one time.
What'd you do to get kicked?
I was
That escalated.
I was like 11 or 12, and this was before the EPA. And no, I'm just kidding. But we had a burn barrel, and we would burn like plastics and everything. No, I'm just kidding. We burned cardboard and stuff like that, so we didn't have to take it to the dump because that's what you did. It's frowned upon nowadays, but anyway. And so I'm taking some trash down to the burn barrel, and I'm swinging this bag. And I'd already done something earlier in the day to piss him off, and I'm not even sure what it was, but I deserved it. And so I'm swinging this bag, and he's driving by on the. So we're at my old house where the pond is, and he's driving down that road, and the window's down, and I go to chuck this bag, and somehow it hooks my finger and goes straight to his truck.
Oh,
and I just see a slow motion hits right below the door.
Oh, no.
And my first instinct is, oh shit, run. And that's exactly what I did. My dad's way faster than I anticipated as well. I'm probably 12 or 13.
Big Rich is fast.
He's quick. And I feel my shirt get picked up and I kick in the ass. And like, I go land on my butt and I'm up and gone as fast as like, as soon and I went up and like hid in my room, and then probably 30 minutes later he came up and apologized. But it's the only time I ever really remember getting spanked. I'm sure when I was like real young I got spanked, but yeah.
What was your mom's go-to for discipline?
Grounding, maybe. Dad just could scare the crap out of you with that voice. Now I'm like, you're a softie, but back then he was intimidating. Now I'm like, I could take you. You don't scare me.
Not the same effect.
Let's get
as
Senior in
before.
here.
You don't scare me.
Let's go. Yeah, you say that. Let's
I
see
could
what
take
happens.
him. I know 100% I could take him. Easily.
I don't know about
He's
that.
got chicken legs. Look at him.
He moves around
Yeah,
a lot,
I
though.
don't know.
He sits in a squat a lot.
Yeah, he's got a good
Good
bottom of the
mobility.
squad.
Yeah, he does. Oh my gosh.
All right. What brain buster do you have, Ellie, to finish it out here?
How do you handle anxiety? It's a good one. It goes up, piggybacks off chaos.
A workout. Just go away from everybody.
Yeah.
Working out's
All right,
good.
that's it.
Yeah.
That's
pray.
it.
So
Well, okay.
perfect.
Then that.
I mean,
was
I feel
not
like
as-
everyone here uses fitness as your
Yeah,
anxiety.
fitness,
Yeah.
prayer, quiet,
Yeah.
yeah. Worship music.
Yeah. All of that.
You said that fast, and I didn't think that's what you said.
What do you think I said?
I can't say it's a bad word.
Wait, what?
Wait, what?
I thought you said the bad word for poop music.
Oh, yeah. That's what I like to listen to.
I listened to.
Worship music?
Yeah, I was like, oh.
Yeah, I
Fired
dance
up.
around the barn. Whatever.
Yeah, that works.
Just drink caffeine and feel more anxious.
Perfect. Just keep rolling.
I'm going to die. Why so
But I feel good at the same time. That actually went by really
don't
quick.
know
I
why.
can't believe we already went by.
Episode 76.
Holy mackerel.
RP Strength. Check out the RP Strength app. It
Yay.
has a barcode scanner.
Yay.
Trifecta. CrossFitMayhem.com. And since Jim isn't here, MayhemMindset.com.
Boom.
Yahoo.
Anything else? Anybody else? Nothing else?
This is my last time on the podcast, so
Thank
you guys just
you, Lord.
see you guys another time. It's been real.
You are no longer allowed. Peace.